Have you ever noticed how your body can feel drained, but your mind seems wide awake the moment your head hits the pillow? You toss, you turn, and suddenly hours have gone by. For many people, especially as they age, sleep becomes more of a struggle than a comfort. The routines that once lulled you to rest no longer work. And even after trying pills, supplements, or sleep hacks, the results are inconsistent at best. But what if the solution wasn't something you needed to add to your routine, but rather something you needed to eat? That's right. There's growing evidence that the foods we consume, especially in the second half of life, have a powerful effect on the way our brain and body rest at night. In this video, we're exploring 5 foods that doctors often recommend for those struggling with insomnia in their later years. These foods don't knock you out or sedate you. Instead, they work gently with your nervous system, hormones, and sleep cycles to help you fall asleep naturally and wake up refreshed. Kiwi may not look like much with its fuzzy skin and small size, but it's a nutritional powerhouse that can quietly transform your sleep habits. Dr. Michael Harris, a physician who specializes in sleep nutrition, says kiwi is one of the rare foods that supports serotonin production, which is crucial in regulating how we sleep. Serotonin helps the brain stay emotionally balanced and acts as a building block for melatonin, the hormone that signals our bodies when it's time to rest. As people age, their bodies naturally produce less melatonin, making it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. But eating kiwi can help restore this process from the inside out. In fact, a study conducted with older adults found that those who ate 2 kiwis an hour before bed for just 4 weeks fell asleep over 35% faster and slept nearly twice as long without waking up. The results were more than impressive. They were life-changing for many of the participants. Kiwi is also packed with antioxidants like vitamin C and folate, which help reduce oxidative stress, a major contributor to anxiety and restless sleep. That stress many older adults carry, whether from health concerns, family changes, or simply aging, can keep the brain active long after the lights go out. Kiwi seems to help soften that internal noise. And the best part? It's safe, natural, and incredibly simple to add to your routine. Just slice and eat 1 or 2 an hour before bedtime. No pills, no prescriptions, and no grogginess the next morning. For something so small and sweet, kiwi may just be the most underrated sleep aid you've never thought to try. Tart cherries are another food that might surprise you with their sleep-enhancing power. Unlike the common sweet cherries you find in summer fruit bowls, tart cherries are a more sour variety that pack a serious punch, especially when it comes to melatonin. Dr. Lisa Gomez, a neurologist who has spent years studying the connection between nutrition and aging, often recommends tart cherry juice to her patients who complain of irregular sleep cycles. Our melatonin production starts to taper off as we get older, she explains, but tart cherries give the body a gentle nudge in the right direction. A clinical study found that adults who drank tart cherry juice twice daily increased their nightly sleep by over 80 minutes. That's not just a slight improvement. That's gaining back over an hour of rest each night. But melatonin isn't the only trick up tart cherry's sleeve. They're also rich in anthocyanins, antioxidants that reduce inflammation in the brain and help soothe the nervous system. Inflammation is a silent sleep killer, and older adults are often unaware that it's at the root of their restlessness. Tart cherries also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that's involved in serotonin production, giving them a double benefit when it comes to preparing the mind and body for rest. Drinking a glass of tart cherry juice in the morning, and again in the early evening, can help train your body to follow a natural rhythm. And if juice isn't your thing, you can opt for dried or frozen tart cherries, which still contain many of the same beneficial compounds. What makes this food especially appealing is its ability to gently enhance sleep without disrupting your body's natural cycle. No abrupt drops into sleep, no chemical sedatives, just steady, restorative rest, the way your body was meant to sleep. Bananas are often seen as a breakfast fruit or something to toss into a smoothie, but they hold a surprising role when it comes to improving sleep, especially for those over 60. Dr. James Thornton, who studies mineral deficiencies and their impact on health in older adults, points out that bananas are one of the easiest ways to increase magnesium, a mineral that's directly tied to sleep regulation. Magnesium helps relax muscles, ease nerve tension, and calm the mind, all of which are crucial before bed. Many people don't realize how common magnesium deficiency is in the older population. It builds quietly, contributing to nighttime leg cramps, tightness, and that general feeling of being physically wound up. A banana, consumed in the evening, delivers a gentle dose of magnesium, just enough to signal to your body that it's time to slow down. Bananas also contain tryptophan, which supports production of both serotonin and melatonin, two key hormones involved in calming the mind and triggering sleep. Dr. Thornton often advises his patients to eat a banana as part of a light evening snack, especially those who complain about waking up in the middle of the night or struggling to drift off. Whether you eat it plain, add it to some whole grain toast with peanut butter, or blend it into a calming smoothie, it's a safe, affordable, and effective choice. Plus, bananas are easy to digest and won't spike your blood sugar, which is an added bonus for anyone managing diabetes or metabolic conditions. The idea that something so ordinary can help with something as frustrating as insomnia might sound too simple to be true, but time and time again, bananas have shown that nature really does know best. When it comes to natural solutions for sleep after 60, bananas are often overlooked, but they're surprisingly powerful. This humble fruit is more than just a quick energy booster. It's also a rich source of key nutrients that directly support a better night's rest. Bananas are packed with magnesium and potassium, two minerals that help relax your muscles and calm your nervous system. As we age, our magnesium levels tend to decrease, and low magnesium is strongly associated with poor sleep, night cramps, and even restless leg syndrome, a common complaint among older adults. Dr. James Thornton, a senior health researcher focused on aging, explains that magnesium is one of the most underrated nutrients in sleep science. He says, magnesium calms the brain by reducing the release of cortisol, your body's stress hormone, and promotes deeper, more restorative sleep. Bananas also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that the body uses to make serotonin and melatonin, two neurotransmitters that regulate mood and sleep. The natural sugars in bananas are released slowly into the bloodstream, which helps prevent late-night hunger pangs and provides a steady stream of calming energy. Eating half a banana, or a full one about 30 minutes before bed, won't spike your blood sugar the way processed snacks do, and it can keep you from waking up hungry in the middle of the night. So if you're looking for a gentle, natural way to fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, consider making bananas part of your nightly ritual. They're easy on digestion, affordable, and can be eaten alone or added to warm milk or oatmeal for an even more effective bedtime snack. Peanuts walnuts, the sleep-enhancing nut. Walnuts might look like small, wrinkled, brain-shaped nuts, and there's a good reason for that. They're incredibly rich in nutrients that support both brain health and sleep regulation, especially in older adults. As people age, their natural production of melatonin, the sleep hormone, tends to decline, which is why many seniors struggle to fall asleep or stay asleep. Walnuts are one of the few plant-based sources of melatonin, and they also provide a healthy dose of omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and support healthy brain function. Dr. Rebecca Lynn, a nutritional therapist who works closely with older patients, says that walnuts are a quiet powerhouse. She explains, walnuts contain not just melatonin, but also magnesium, tryptophan, and polyphenol, a rare combination that promotes calm, reduces anxiety, and helps the body shift into rest mode naturally. Adding a small handful of walnuts to your evening routine, whether you eat them raw, sprinkle them over yogurt, or mix them into a bedtime smoothie, can subtly but powerfully improve your sleep over time. And because they're rich in good fats and fiber, they help keep your blood sugar stable through the night, which can reduce midnight awakenings caused by sudden drops in energy. What makes walnuts especially helpful is that they don't just promote sleep, they also support memory, mood, and heart health. These benefits are closely interconnected. Poor sleep leads to cognitive fog, irritability, and increased risk of heart disease, while restful sleep strengthens every system in the body. That's why walnuts are more than just a snack. They're part of a long-term sleep and health strategy, particularly valuable for those over 60. Chamomile tea, the gentle night companion that helps you sleep naturally after 60. There's something quietly comforting about the act of sipping a warm cup of tea before bed. The world slows down, the lights dim, and for just a few minutes, it feels like everything is in its place. Among all the herbal teas available, chamomile has stood the test of time as one of the most calming, soothing choices, especially for people over 60 who struggle with sleep, nighttime anxiety, or frequent awakenings. Chamomile isn't just an old folk remedy. It's one of the most studied medicinal herbs in the world when it comes to natural sleep support. For centuries, people have turned to chamomile to calm their nerves, settle their stomach, and coax their bodies into a restful state. But modern science now gives us a deeper understanding of why chamomile works and how it can be especially beneficial for older adults. Let's begin with the basics. Chamomile comes from the dried flowers of the Matricaria chamomilla plant, a member of the daisy family. It contains several active compounds, but the one that really stands out is apigenin, a natural antioxidant that binds to specific receptors in your brain. These receptors are called GABA receptors, and they help regulate sleep and anxiety levels. When apigenin binds to them, it produces a mild sedative effect. It doesn't sedate you in the harsh way that prescription sleeping pills might. It's more like a gentle nudge that helps your nervous system relax, slow down, and prepare for deep sleep. Dr. Sarah Bennett, a holistic medicine expert who works closely with aging adults, puts it this way: chamomile doesn't knock you out. It doesn't force your body into unconsciousness. What it does is help your nervous system shift gears from stress mode to rest mode. And for many older adults, that's exactly the kind of help they need. That gear shift becomes more important with age. As we get older, our circadian rhythm, the internal clock that tells our body when to sleep and when to wake, begins to change. Melatonin production decreases. Cortisol, the stress hormone, often lingers longer in the bloodstream. And emotional factors like loneliness, grief, or worry about health and family can create a noisy mental background that makes it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. Chamomile tea steps in as a natural buffer against that internal noise. It offers a calming ritual, a physical relaxation through warmth, and a chemical support system that works gently with your body, not against it. But chamomile's benefits don't stop at sleep. In fact, one of the reasons chamomile tea is so effective at helping older adults is because it addresses multiple factors that contribute to poor sleep. Reduces inflammation. Chronic inflammation becomes more common after age 60 and has been linked to sleep disorders. Chamomile is rich in anti-inflammatory flavonoids that help soothe internal inflammation, which can ease joint pain, digestive discomfort, and even low-grade headaches that interfere with sleep. Supports digestion. Chamomile is often used to calm the digestive system, which is crucial because nighttime bloating, gas, or acid reflux can easily disrupt sleep. Drinking chamomile tea after dinner helps stimulate the production of digestive enzymes, reduces spasms in the gut, and promotes smoother digestion. Eases muscle tension. Many older adults carry unconscious tension in their shoulders, neck, or back, especially after long days. Chamomile has mild muscle relaxant properties that help ease this tension, making it easier for the body to physically let go and relax in bed. Calms the mind. Anxiety doesn't disappear with age. In fact, for some people, it increases. Financial concerns, health scares, and feelings of being left behind can lead to racing thoughts at bedtime. Chamomile helps slow this mental chatter. Some studies suggest it can be as effective as low-dose anti-anxiety medications in promoting calmness without the side effects. Supports heart health. Sleep and heart health are deeply connected. Chamomile's flavonoids have been shown to help reduce blood pressure and support better cardiovascular function. And a healthy heart is essential for restful sleep. Boosts immune function. Poor sleep can weaken the immune system, and a weakened immune system can cause more frequent illnesses that disrupt your rest. Chamomile tea contains antibacterial and immune-supporting compounds that help the body fight off infections while you sleep. One of the most powerful things about chamomile tea is that it isn't just about the ingredients. It's also about the ritual. Sleep experts often recommend having a consistent bedtime routine to help train the brain to wind down. Drinking chamomile tea can be a key part of that. When you brew a warm cup, sit in a quiet space, and slowly sip it, you're creating a moment of peace, a cue to your body that the day is done, that it's safe to let go. And unlike over-the-counter sleeping aids or prescription drugs, chamomile doesn't lead to dependency. You won't build up a tolerance. You won't feel groggy the next morning. There's no risk of addiction or rebound insomnia. It's a gentle habit you can keep for life, something that becomes more effective over time as your body learns to associate with rest. Here's how to make the most of chamomile tea for better sleep. Timing matters. Drink chamomile tea about 30 to 45 minutes before you plan to sleep. This gives your body time to absorb the calming compounds and shift into sleep mode. Keep it simple. Don't mix chamomile with caffeinated teas or sugary additives. The best results come from pure chamomile or blends that contain other calming herbs like lavender or lemon balm. Make it part of a wind-down ritual. Pair your tea with a non-stimulating activity like reading, journaling, or listening to soft music. Avoid screens. Phones, TVs, and tablets emit blue light that tells your brain to stay alert. Consider a double steep. If you want a stronger dose of the calming compounds, let your chamomile tea steep for 10 to 15 minutes instead of the usual 5. Cover it while it steeps to trap the beneficial oils. Choose organic. Organic chamomile teas tend to be higher quality and free from chemical residues that may interfere with its benefits. For many older adults, the transition into retirement or aging brings unexpected sleep challenges. Nights that once felt peaceful become fragmented. Thoughts that used to fade away now linger. You might find yourself waking up at 2 a.m. and staring at the ceiling, unsure why. That's where chamomile can become more than just a beverage. It becomes a companion, a comfort, a signal that even though things change with age, there are still simple, natural ways to find rest. It's worth noting that while chamomile is generally considered safe for most people, anyone with a ragweed allergy should consult their doctor before drinking it, as chamomile belongs to the same plant family and could trigger a reaction if you're taking blood thinners or certain sedative medications. It's also wise to check with a healthcare provider to avoid potential interactions. So, as the sun sets and your home grows quiet, maybe tonight doesn't have to be like the others. Maybe tonight, instead of lying in bed counting the hours you aren't sleeping, you could lean into what your body is quietly craving, nourishment, calm, and return to the natural rhythm it once knew so well. Because sleep, especially in your 60s and beyond, is no longer just about rest. It's about healing. It's about clarity. It's about waking up not in pain or frustration, but with enough energy to enjoy your mornings, to take a walk without fatigue, to hold a conversation without forgetting your words, and to live the day without that heavy cloud of exhaustion. What you put into your body still matters. What you do with your evenings still shapes your nights. And it's not too late. Not too late to choose better, more supportive foods. Not too late to break the cycle of sleeping pills, tossing and turning, or simply accepting that this is just part of aging. Because it's not. These 5 foods may seem small. A banana, a few walnuts, a glass of cherry juice. But nature often whispers instead of shouting. And in those whispers, if we listen, are answers, our relief, our peace. You deserve restful sleep, not just because sleep is good for your health, but because you are worthy of ease, of comfort, of nights that bring peace instead of restlessness. Your sleep matters. Your well-being matters. And your life, at any age, still deserves to be lived with energy, clarity, and calm. Tonight, let it begin with something simple. And let it begin with you.